Well, let me just say this. Here's the truth. Joe Hynes has outsourced political corruption cases to the feds. He's outsourced it. He's been on the sideline while federal prosecutors have brought the cases over the last 10 years. And you know why? Because he's so too close to the Democratic machine here in Brooklyn. He has compromised his position. He is not able to protect the people of Brooklyn from public corruption because his good friend is Vito Lopez. And we know, I don't call him, Vito Lopez, a good man. He called him a good man. He vouched for Vito Lopez as a sitting DA. He called that man, Vito Lopez, a good man. Now, we all know Vito Lopez was the county leader here in Brooklyn, a very powerful man. But we all read the report that came out of the Albany about what this good man did to innocent women who worked for him. How he degraded and sexually harassed the women on his staff. I want this DA to ask those women who were degraded and sexually harassed if they think Vito Lopez is a good man. And when he had an opportunity to investigate Vito Lopez, he passed up that opportunity. And guess what he did it? He did it the Friday before Labor Day. Sleight of hands. What he did is he sent that investigation to Dan Donovan, who has represents the smallest borough in the city. Shouldn't we here in Brooklyn have an opportunity to have Vito Lopez investigated here in Brooklyn? Should we have to farm that out to the Staten Island DA? And he said the reason why he couldn't investigate his good buddy Vito Lopez is because they were too close. Vito supported him. His daughter used to work for Vito. He is compromised. And you know what? I'm not supported by the Democratic County machine here. I'm running as an independent because the prosecutor has to be independent and not like him. That's why it's been completely silent in the Brooklyn DA's office over the last 10 years. He's going to talk about, oh, I went after Clarence Norman, I went after these judges. How many years ago was that? The last thing I'm going to say is,
time's up, isn't it? That's the last thing
I'm going to bring the FBI.
Good job. Oh.
I'm going to bring the FBI.
They'll do the job.
Can I finish? I'm going to bring the FBI to the Brooklyn DA's office. And well, see, this is the problem. This is not a game. The future of Brooklyn is at stake, and he's treating this as a game. He should be ashamed of himself. Let's finish this point. The point I'm making to you is
there wasn't time.
The point I want to make is this. The FBI goes around the country, and they train local prosecutors on how to conduct public corruption investigations if they're asked. I intend to ask the FBI to come to Brooklyn, to the U.S. Attorney's Office, once I win, to train my staff on how to conduct public corruption investigations. I'm going to double the size of the unit. I'm going to add more prosecutors. I'm going to add more investigators. Because if you serve as a public official in Brooklyn, you must serve with honor. And if you don't, I'm going to prosecute you.
Harry, how many times are we going to allow him to go over his time? For heaven's sake. And you know, he's misleading you. Would you listen to me for a second? He either doesn't know the law of appointing a special DA, or he knows he's trying to deceive you. I didn't pick Dan Donovan to investigate Vito Lopez, who is not my friend. I didn't pick Dan Donovan. The administrative judge for the Supreme Court picked Dan Donovan after I submitted papers and said, look, Lopez supported me as the county chairman in 2009. He was supporting me in 2013. It would be inappropriate for me to investigate him. Yeah, my daughter did work for him 10 years ago as a social worker. But don't be deceived by this nonsense. The selection was made by the judge. You want to talk about political corruption, but first of all, he has no connection with political corruption at any part of his career, other than being hired by the state senate and Pedro Espada to block an inspector general's investigation in the state senate. And then he gets $118,000 of public money for losing a motion to quash a subpoena. I convicted the county chairman of Brooklyn, and another corrupt assembly member, and 3 judges. I sent 4 into prison, and 2 other cases I indicted and prosecuted before I became the district attorney. I have convicted more legislators and more judges than any state prosecutor in the history of New York State, and that's a fact.
Let me say this.
Hold on. No, I understand. But right now, we've got a big loss. I need to keep the things moving. We're going to go to the audience questions. Some of them are clean. Some of them are clearly aimed at one candidate.